Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this AWS and CNBC Fireside Chat series. Today, I have with me Kamal Kalra, Director of Operations at VegNonVeg. He's been a veteran in the e-commerce space and part of the Indian startup ecosystem over the last decade. Kamal, thank you for joining us in this edition. My first question to you, Kamal, is what business is VegNonVeg really in? Can you share what you do in e-commerce? And as a portal, how do you see your business growing?
Hi, Vaibhav. Thank you for inviting me here. Um, so, VegNonVeg is a multi-brand sneaker and streetwear store. It started in 2016. We are an omni-channel store. We are based in Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore as retail, and most of our business actually comes from e-commerce. So, we are pretty strong on e-commerce side of the business, and we curate experiences. I mean, it's more about curation of experiences and the products, and building the community around sneakers and streetwear in India. Um, we have seen a tremendous growth in this business, although we are dealing with a very niche category, wherein very limited number of people who are there in the sneaker scene. Actually, that's what we have seen, but it has grown in last 5 years of our 6 years of our existence. Things have really improved and grown from what we have seen, and we are slowly making that community, and we are building this culture in India. And our core objective was to bring in the right kind of products for the community here in India, and to bring them the curated experiences, curated products out there in the market for people to actually experience them firsthand, rather than going outside of the country to pick up their favorite sneakers. Yeah, that was the whole objective.
That's great, Kamal. And I think as users of your portal and as the variety we get on the veg non-veg portal, we're really happy about the kind of SKUs you have and the kind of brands that you carry. So, Kamal, next question: as an e-commerce and with all the business shifting there, what role has AWS played over the last few years in your growth, and how have they been as a partner to you?
Well, as you mentioned, I come from an e-commerce background in last 10 years, and I think when it comes to AWS, it's the first choice for any e-commerce players for cloud solutions. And for us also, AWS was the first choice, and it has really helped us in terms of the growth, because of the different kind of applications that are available, the scope of scalability that it offers, and the reliability that AWS offers. It's really tremendous. We use their CDN and their other support services to serve our customers, and I think it has really helped us because ours is a very unique case. I think that's the reason why we are here on this conversation, and we are having this conversation with you also. The case with us is that we see a lot of spike in our traffic, from our usual day-to-day traffic, to whenever we launch something which is really high in demand in the market. So those kind of fluctuations and those kind of challenges that we used to face in our traffic, I think AWS has been able to help us scale better, and has been a great partner throughout, even right from the day one when we were very small in terms of doing e-commerce business till date today. The things have really grown, and especially in the pandemic, when the retail stores was not doing too well, all the entire traffic was moving to online, and that's also when we figured that AWS has helped us scale our operations and resources pretty smoothly.
That's
So has been a
fantastic, and you're right. Thank you, Kamal, for those insights. And yes, they've been a great partner to e-commerce industry as such, and like you said, help in managing with a lot of these services and availability of
yeah.
applications. So, as F5, we love working with AWS as well, Kamal. I wanted to get your thoughts on how F5 capability in bot mitigation on AWS has helped veg non-veg get visibility into automated traffic, and why getting visibility into automated traffic is important for a niche e-commerce player like you?
Well, it's pretty unique in that sense that a lot of times what happens is, and coming from an e-commerce background, I had seen cases wherein people were trying to get hold. I was working with Micromax for some time, and we were launching a phone, and that's when for the first time I was introduced to something called bot traffic. And people were there were very few phones to be launched, and we were launch our launch partner was Amazon. And even then, sometimes the site used to crash, sometimes people were using unfair means to get hold of the mobile phones. That's when I was introduced to the bot traffic for the first time. And but then I quickly forgot about it because it wasn't that a big deal. There were few phones, and that's what they, as a company, they wanted actually the phones to. I mean, this used to be kind of a competition that how many seconds took your phone to went down, or did your phone crashed the website or not. So for them it was a good thing, but after coming to veg non-veg, I realized that it's not really a good thing, especially when you dig deeper into the problem and you do deep dive, and you realize that it's actually a two-way or a double-pronged situation, wherein one, the genuine customers that you are trying to serve are not able to get hold of the product, and second, it creates undue pressure on your infra, and it inflates that costs as well. So for us, it became a menace pretty quickly. We were, and in last few years it has even gotten worse, because as you would know, there are a lot of per se startups that are come into as a resellers of these sneakers, whereas I'm selling them at a market price. So it gets really lucrative for these bots to come over and try to get unfair advantage to purchase a pair. So we've been working hard for quite some time. We are trying to mitigate this stuff. We were trying to mitigate this at our own. We were doing a lot of things on our infra, and we were trying a lot of activities trying to solve this problem. But eventually we figured that it's not something that we are, we will be able to manage it in house. And that's when we reached out to F5, and we were, researching that if this is a problem, I'm sure across the globe everybody else is also facing this problem. And that's when we reached out to F5, and we figured that it needs dedicated involvement to such kind of issues. And that's when we figured that, okay, we really need support and help. And that's when we reached out to you. And of course, we knew that there is bot traffic coming onto our website. We knew that there are challenges, but what F5 actually did is they helped us to see how much that traffic was and how was it affecting us. And they have helped us to bring down the infra costs that was getting increased because of that traffic. And we are actively trying to mitigate it. We are trying various things behind the scenes, and we are doing almost, it's like an every week exercise. It's a very, all this traffic is they have the motive. It's very motivated kind of a traffic, and they also uh, uh, mutate on the go. So it's an ongoing process, but I'm sure we'll be able to solve it.
I think all through the engagement, Kamal, I think what I really appreciated is the commitment to the end consumer, building the community, and having a trusted marketplace for individual buyers to be able to buy the brands, the shoes or the apparel they want. And it's great to be able to partner with you with Veg on Veg in making the e-commerce experience safer and better for the individual buyer, and fight the bot challenge which we see across. I really appreciate you sharing these insights with us today, Kamal, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.